I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry,
talking about?
you're not.
What are you talking about? Whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting...
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from Asia.
Do you know what indigenous means?
Listen, before
indigenous
America,
people can't come from somewhere else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It means they came here first, right?
If you break into my house, should I just accept you because you washed my dishes and made my beds? I say no. I say you need to go back and come back in the right way.
So is that what the Indians should have told white Americans?
Absolutely. Ask Cochise if Border Patrol is
because
important.
the original illegal alien are European white folk in America.
Agreed.
And so should the Indians stand up today and say deport all white folks back to Europe?
Well, should we learn something from their mistake? Because we are here now.
Or should you learn something from their compassion to give other people an opportunity like was given to you and your ancestors? Learn from their compassion. That's what you should learn from.
I say learn from their mistakes. Ask Geronimo if taking care of your borders is important. We need to do that now.
And I agree with Cochise, Geronimo, and Sitting Bull. Letting in the white man was the worst mistake that the Indians ever could have made. I agree with you. That was one of the greatest mistakes. Even right there in South Africa, they got a similar problem.
White Americans tend to rewrite history. They tend to spread the word and make everybody believe that a true American is a white American. They forget that they are illegal in America. They forget that their ancestors were immigrants in the United States. And this black man here is reminding the white Americans that they are illegal in America because they usually don't like and I don't want to be reminded that they are illegals in America. Some of them are delusional that they think that they are the natives in America. And what makes the white Americans think that they are the Native Americans is that after the Columbus and after the colonizers, they came up with laws that favored the white settlement, that favored them. And so thanks to the Columbus visit, because that's what made the population of the white Americans in the United States increase. Yeah, so the white Americans tend to forget that their ancestors were illegals in America, were immigrants in America, and they don't forget to remind everybody, remind other groups of people in America, especially the black people and other races, that they are immigrants.
Can we normalize calling Americans European Americans? I'm recruiting everybody in the world. Everybody who is not American, let's call them European Americans. Black Americans, get in on this. European Americans. And if you white, call yourself European American. Because there's no way we out here calling African Americans African Americans. That don't make no goddamn sense. If there's African Americans, then there's European Americans. Because I don't know how we keep forgetting, particularly European Americans, that the original Americans are Indians, not even Indians, incorrectly called Indians, Native Americans, the originals. It's in the name, Native Americans. So the real Americans should be the Native Americans. Then we have the colonizers, aka the European Americans. Then we have African Americans. If we have to use African Americans, then we shall use European Americans, and I'm going to stick beside it. Because white Americans have gotten too comfortable with thinking that they're the originals. They have gotten too comfortable thinking that they own this shit. You are a European American. European American. Everybody say it with me. European American. I don't even care that I have to put more syllables in it. I am going to do that. Hope you do it too. And if you're white and American and you stand by this, do it too. Let your people know. Oh yeah, we're not American. We're European American. European. Colonizers. And then maybe that will knock some sense into some people or ruffle some feathers, which is what we also want. Okay, bye. I approve this message.
We are a country of immigrants. See,
No, we're not. No.
This video is solely to spread awareness on the United States and the expression nation of immigrants.
We're a country of settlers, not of immigrants.
Okay.
Please watch the full video to understand the concept of country of immigrants, because it seems Americans seem to forget.
That's a big distinction. Let me tell you the difference. Settlers are people that build a new country that was barren. Immigrants come to a country already built.
We are, one and all, immigrants, or the sons and daughters.
We are the descendants of 40 million people who left other countries to make a new opportunity for themselves and their children.
The lamp of this grand old lady is brighter today, and the golden door that she guards gleams more brilliantly in the light of an increased liberty for the people from all countries.
I'm convinced that the vast majority of Americans today want these people to have another opportunity.
I was in a party that welcomed generations of immigrants.
If we ever closed the door to new Americans, our leadership in the world would soon be lost.
Immigration is not just a link to America's past. It's also a bridge to America's future.
This is one country. We like our diversity. We are proud of it.
Amid all the complications of policy, may we never forget that immigration is a blessing and a strength.
These people, our neighbors, our classmates, our friends, they did not come here in search of a free ride or an easy life. They came to work.
We don't demonize immigrants. We don't single them out for attacks. We don't believe they're poisoning the blood of the country. We're a nation of immigrants, and that's why we're so damn strong.
I think this is a fantastic law. It is time to start enforcing the laws that are on the books instead of the state and local officials legislating from their own little tiny offices.
It's an awful law because it's nothing more than a legal way for law enforcement to racially profile Mexicans and Hispanics. I would say to the Hispanic and Mexican community, what you got to do now, hook up with the black community and unite in political power, because if Mexicans and black people unite in Texas, we can control the governor, we can control the lieutenant governor, and we can control politics in Texas, period. I'm saying to Latino brothers and sisters, don't fight them by yourself. If you hook up with black people and we unite, I'm telling you, we can run Texas and then pass laws to deal with those who hate us.
You're advocating for criminal activity, Cornell. These people are not here lawfully. They need to do what our ancestors did, what many Mexicans have done.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Many, don't interrupt me.
Your ancestors came here illegally. Wasn't nothing legal about your ancestors.
Listen.
They came illegally and they murdered, they raped, they pillaged a whole race of people. This country, Texas, Arizona, and California, belonged to the Mexicans.
Cornell, get back
it was
to the
stole from them.
You
so
tell me to get back to the
ancestors,
point.
They came here illegally.
You're not being fair to me here. You say stay on topic. I say, okay, we'll stay on topic. And then as soon as we start talking about illegal immigration, you go back to the black issue. Let's stay on topic.
Your ancestors are the master illegal immigrants.
Give me the opportunity to respond in that, you know what? We're all Americans here. And if you are here legally, absolutely, then we need to come together and we need to pass good laws for enforcing the laws.
Well, perhaps the Native Americans should have passed laws against your ancestors.
We were all once strangers. If you weren't a stranger, your grandparents were strangers. Your great-grandparents were strangers. They didn't all have their papers ready. They fumbled with language, faced discrimination, had cultural norms that didn't fit. At some point, somewhere, your family was an outsider. And so the mothers, the fathers, the children we see today, they're us. And we can't forsake them. So as Americans and Canadians, we will continue to welcome refugees. And we can ensure that we're doing so in a way that maintains our security.
Dear Americans, you are not expats here in Europe. You are immigrants. Yeah, when you leave the America to come to live in our countries, for example, in my home country, Portugal, and you come here to brag how cheap it is, you should all come here, when in fact it's not cheap for Portuguese people. You are not an expat. You are not a digital nomad. You are an immigrant. Just like Mexican people in your country. The difference is Mexican people actually learn your language, for example. While you are here, you live, for example, in Portugal or in Spain for like 3 years and you barely know how to say thank you in our languages. Also, Mexican people in your country have jobs that actually contribute for the country they are currently living in. So, in your country, United States, while you, no, because you still work to your own country. So, yeah, start respecting immigrants in your country because you also are an immigrant in our countries.
What's fact is that black people in the United States don't have the caucasity to define crime for everybody else while excluding themselves. What's fact is that European Americans have committed a vastly disproportionate amount of crime against humanity in the United States. European Americans have unalived and SA'd people of the global majority by the millions. European Americans have destroyed communities created by people of the global majority in the United States by the thousands. And until that truth is acknowledged and reconciled, there will be no excuses.
When did Irish people become white in America?
Go for it, John. When did the Irish become white? And how long have you been white, John?
As a recently visibly white guy, it's a complicated history. W.E.B. Du Bois made a famous statement about the condition of blacks in America in 1890, early 1920s, and indicated they were the poorest in all of America, except for the Irish immigrants, who were the poorest. And they were called Black Irish, and were despised by all the other immigrants who had already come in there, except the blacks at the time. And the Irish were able to scrape by on the generosity of the black people. Once their economic condition surpassed that, they no longer used that phrase and became white.
There have been numerous instances of groups becoming white in the United States. The Italians, Jews, Eastern Europeans as well. But there's been a hard barrier for black people, and this is what I think gets to anti-blackness specifically as a barrier that people can't cross. Black people don't get to become white in the United States, but lots of other people will get to become white, or white presenting, to use the old South African terminology, honorary white, even if you're not actually white, except for black people.
I remember a debate between James Baldwin and William Buckley in London. Because Buckley's argument was, okay, you blacks, if you just do what other people had done, you will be thriving economically and politically speaking. And Baldwin says, okay, well, actually, that is possible if we manage to change the color of our skin. Because of the color of our skin, you don't let us vote. You don't let us live in the neighborhood where we wanted to live, etc., etc. Yep. So this is a way to say that, of course, passing is possible for a certain number of groups, but it is not something that is available to the majority of black people in the United States, and that is the case still today.
If you haven't heard the term European American, you gotta watch this video. In some of my recent posts, I've been seeing this comment of like European American to describe like Americans that are European descent, like for example, similar to Mexican American, Asian American, African American, right? European American. Why don't people that are American of European descent call themselves European American? It's interesting, right? I don't know if I agree or not, but it just makes you think like it should be that way if it's fair. I guess it's just interesting that we feel the need to differentiate minorities, right? So, for example, when Italians came over, like, oh, they're Italian American. When the Irish came over, oh, they're Irish American. Now, once they've been here for a few generations, they've been assimilated into society, they just become Americans. But also they're white. So it's a totally different dynamic. People that are of color go through a completely different experience. And I think in today's world, that's what these words are used for. They're used to say like, oh, no, they're not American, they're Mexican American. It's like, oh, no, they're African American. Because the reality is that the only true Americans are the Native Americans. They were the OGs, the people that were here before everybody else. And then Europeans came and conquered. So it's just something to think about. What do you guys think?
I just had a thought. How come people who do not come from this turtle island are called something American? Like, I'm Native American. Someone from who is a person of color is African American. Or someone from Mexico is Mexican American. And someone from Canada is Canadian American. I don't know. Or like someone from Asia, Asian American, Chinese American. But what about the YT people? Why aren't they called the Euro Americans? Why aren't they called the Euro Americans? Why are they just called Americans? Why do they call themselves just Americans? I am indigenous. I am Nahewa. I'm not American. I'm Nahewa. I'm Anishinaabe, and my people were here before millennia, before colonization.
Generations of white people have lived in America and created laws that favor them to a point that they tend to forget they were once immigrants. Even from the video, you can see former President of the United States, Barack Obama, talking with other presidents of how, everybody in the United States was once a stranger. And if anything, the only people that should claim to be true Americans are the Native Americans, of which the Native Americans were either brown and some were melanated. And, white people are so delusional that they refer to themselves as the Native Americans. And then the question is, what happened to the Native Americans who were forced out of America so that these white people can get the best parts of the United States of America? Yeah, so guys, let me know what are your thoughts about this. Let me know what are your opinions about this. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, so until the next episode, for now, goodbye.